The Israeli ambassador to the UK was targeted by the London socialist students, and we talk about why the hard left continues to dominate our UK campuses. Well, late last night, we had this piece of news that came out of London, London School of Economics, or LSE, that is right now creating a new breed of communists and those who actually don't really understand economics. Well, it's not just that, because there are a number of hard left groups that operate around the university campuses. What they decided to do, I'll show you the clip firstly, and then we'll kind of tell you exactly what the story was before that happened, how the sort of behavior that the likes of Jeremy Corbyn and those who, again, have a problem with certain people from different backgrounds is causing this.
Let's go! Aren't you ashamed? Aren't you ashamed?
So she had to flee the scene because they were intimidating her. They were obviously trying to target her. And it's not just words. They did not just try to, verbally protest against a gathering with the Israeli ambassador. It was this. They actually posted this on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, saying that, well, to their followers, whoever targets the ambassador's car window gets a pint. Let's effing frighten her. 6:30, we're storming in. Let's make her shake. And also, F the old Bill and the police. So this is just, well, it's a direct insight. Obviously, it's very insightful. It's very direct. You can actually tell the police to sort this out. But these are the same people who have in London, especially in London, but they're now saying LSE is the main target now. So they tweeted this back in July. So only a few months ago, before the new term started, they said, with regards to us at the LSE, we are ready to physically make our presence felt at the start of the new academic year. Words will be combined with action. That's not the worst part of it. The next part says, we're in the process of compiling a list of privately educated students. I mean, sorry, what? Is it really the fault of a child who happens to be born in a family and a background, financial background, that the parents can afford and decide to send them to an independent school? Also, you do realize not all independent schools are this utopian private school or public school boy mentality, that thing that you created in your head. Ironically, a lot of the people part of this group, they are some of them are from the Champagne socialist background. They actually did go to private schools. So when they compile that list, are they going to put their own names on that list, or are there exemptions? Because if they are, then maybe you should look at the type of private schools, because some of the Labour politicians went to private schools, although apparently Labour are not really left-wing enough for these guys. The problem we created is that if your parents choose on your behalf and you're a child because you can't pick and they can afford it, they want to, they live in a neighborhood that has one good school, but you have to, pay to get in there and it's selective, then it's your fault. If you grow up and you become a good student and end up at LSE, well, you're going to face words combined with action. Whatever that means. We know exactly what that means. We can't say it on this platform. But we always talk about young, passionate students, emotional, ideological, usually left-wing. But you also these days have it on the right as well. How they're always very, living in their fantasy land. They could get irrational. And right now, the hard left and also the liberal left, when it comes to woke stuff, are dominating the university campuses. They always did, and it's just been more visible maybe because of social media. The main reason right now is not just because they are young people and they are, ideological. It's because it's not just the young people. They also have the professors. You got the lecturers. You got all the people some of the people who run the BBC, for example. These are not kids. It's because the left have continued, as a whole, continues to lose at the ballot box. So they can't win at the ballot box democratically. So what they intend to do for decades and decades, they try to dominate, or at least try to dominate, all the other aspects of British life. Media, academia, the cultural side of our country. Every aspect that you can basically see, apart from the actual government. Even with their agenda, it's actually been quite successful because some of the, let's just be objective, soft woke agenda, because they were outside of the ballot box, they have actually pushed the mainstream political parties, including the Tory party and the soft Labour Party, to embrace it. You can see some of the stuff that comes out of Downing Street from Carrie Simmons, or Carrie Johnson, let's just say, and some of the stuff that they now implement. It's not really conservative, is it? Because, well, Boris Johnson is not really a conservative prime minister at this point anyway, but the agenda that's been pushed by those who lost at the ballot box, but they won on a cultural level, they have technically succeeded. But there's no excuse for intimidating an ambassador. It's just not childish behavior, it's thuggery, and it has to stop. And on this channel, we always push for debate, open criticism. Whether you're right wing or left wing, we will stand up to you, and also against anything that is irrational against our culture. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.